a reincarnated magic god who wages war on the demons who are trying to slowly wipe out humanity using powerful dragon stones. The supreme sorcerer Gaius takes on a massive dragon and defeats it easily, but is disappointed that his 3 crests cannot grow anymore. He decides to kill himself in the quest for a new crest and is reincarnated 5,000 years later as Matthias Hildesheimer. He now has a 4th crest, but in a much weaker body, and the people of this generation consider the new crest to be the weakest one of all. He visits the capital city so that he can join the 2nd Academy for Sages. He enters a sword store where the owner is quarreling with a girl named Alma. Matthias learns that her friend Luri needs to enchant a sword for the 2nd Academy entrance exams, and does it instantly for them. Luri develops a crush on Matthias and the girls become friends with him. Everyone does well at the entrance exams, particularly Matthias, who defeats the Knight Captain Guile in a matter of seconds. The headmaster Edward welcomes the students and calls Matthias to his office. He tells him that he wants to revive wordless magic, even though it is against academic rules. Then he asks Matthias to help the students of the academy and he agrees to teach them his tricks. His lessons work very well in short time, and Luri gets even closer to him. The 1st Academy visits to have a competition, and Matthias is chosen to fight their most prestigious student of the Villas. However, Matthias notices he's a demon in disguise and exposes him in front of everyone before defeating him easily. Matthias visits the king, who thanks him as he is the only human who has defeated a demon all by himself. Matthias doesn't want a title, so he asks for access to the dungeons of the kingdom as a reward. Then, he learns that the few surviving demons of his time have now infiltrated human society, and are living amongst them as powerful sorcerers. Matthias comes up with a plan to cover the kingdom with a barrier to protect it from any further demons or monsters. Later in one of the dungeons, Matthias comes across weapons that he made in his past life and equips himself. Then he gets Alma and Luri to join him as teammates. He takes them to one of the dungeons and trains them so that they can help him with his plans. Alma learns to use magic with her bow and arrow, while Luri is taught how to use enchantment. Their progress speeds up thanks to Matthias' pendant, and he congratulates them, after which he heads off to collect some adamantite for the kingdom's barrier. On his way, he fights an arc serpent which is very tough to defeat. However, he comes out on top by using a magistone to destroy it. The team sells the head of the serpent to earn some money for their expenses. On their way back to the academy, they notice 2 demons, Ashral and Deshral, who are also heading there to attack the students. Matthias takes them on, and with the help of Alma and Luri, he splits up the demons. Matthias uses Deshral's magic against him to defeat him, while the girls keep Ashral busy. After he wins, he takes care of Ashral as well, but laments that he is nowhere near his true powers. The fight attracts a lot of unwanted attention, so Matthias takes the girls away. The king rewards the team for their services, but then Matthias notices a demon named Erhard listening in on their conversation. He exposes him and learns of his location, but it will take too long to reach the spot, so he decides to take Alma and Luri along with him to meet Iris, the Darkness Dragon. She eventually recognizes him as Gaius' reincarnation and tells him how humanity was sent back to the Dark Ages after his death. He fixes her broken wing so that she can take them to Erhard's location, and she readily agrees. They break into the lair and look for Erhard. He has managed to conceal himself from sight, but Matthias exposes him easily. They fight for a bit, and Erhard eventually transforms into his strongest state, but he gets weakened due to Alma's magitoxin arrows. After killing him, Matthias goes ahead and exposes a stronger mist demon. They fight, and Matthias makes it appear as if he's struggling by allowing the demon to chop off his hand. However, this was all a trap he had set from before in order to assess the demon's magical style. Now that he has the advantage, Matthias makes the demon explode by using his own magic against it. A dragon vein pillar is uncovered, and the team realizes that the demons are planning to tamper with these pillars in order to release a horde of monsters onto the capital. Iris takes them back to the academy and transforms into a human so that she can heal completely from thousands of years of damage. Matthias gets her admitted to the academy upon the condition of an entrance test. After a hilarious sequence of events, Edward eventually passes her and officially welcomes her to the academy. The 2nd Academy gets to work on the barrier, but it takes too much time. Matthias and Edward go to the first academy for help, but the headmaster Facus acts stubborn, so they agree to a battle where neither Matthias nor his party members can participate. Matthias sends his team of 5 Second Academy students who make a mockery of 50 First Academy students. Despite this, Facus refuses to accept the result and he gets arrested by the king after he refuses to teach wordless spells. Both academies work together now, and the team goes to get a Magistone large enough to power the kingdom's barrier. They use Iris's powers to attract a monster, but she overdoes it and summons a much larger dragon. Iris distracts the beast by fighting it, and the girls team up with Matthias to take it down with its own dragon breath. Iris retrieves the Magistone and Matthias officially welcomes her into his party. Now Iris tries to get used to her human form through lots of training, while Matthias helps Luri create new weapons for the team. Everything seems to be going smoothly, but then we see a chaos demon named Zardus awaken from his slumber. Demons start to show up all over the city, and Matthias is busy creating the barrier, so he sends Alma and Luri to handle it. They take down one of the demons and head back to the academy, only to find another demon named Belias attacking the students. He's too strong for the academy, but Luri is able to enchant an arrow at the very last moment to defeat him. However, an entire army of demons show up and are ready to attack. Luckily, Matthias finishes his work and reaches in time to kill all of them using the sword Luri made for him. He activates the barrier and the kingdom is finally safe. However, there's still a horde of monsters outside the city that have been summoned by one of the Dragon Vein pillars. The academy students take down the first wave of monsters, but then a Void Eater appears and absorbs the surviving monsters. Matthias joins in and takes it down after a lengthy battle. With his mission complete, Matthias decides to leave the academy in search of the Dragon Vein pillars. Edward keeps him listed as a scholarship student so that the academy can help him whenever needed. The girls and Iris also join Matthias on this journey and are granted the same scholarship. The team makes its way to the Melia dungeon to investigate the Dragon Vein pillar there. Luri reveals an adventurer city has been built on top of it, and this makes Matthias curious. On their way, they have to pass through a forest where an intelligent monkey monster resides. Matthias takes it down easily, and the team enjoys a meal. They reach Melia, and it is shown to be a wasteland. They learn that the Lord Dokil is a highly incompetent ruler who makes visitors do as he pleases. They place a request for a permit to go to the dungeon, and then they visit a hospital where tons of adventurers have come back wounded from their journeys. Matthias and the team get to work and heal everyone successfully. The city's doctor tells Matthias that the previous lord mysteriously died in his sleep, and it makes him suspicious that the current lord is a demon. Matthias sends a letter to Edward regarding the matter, and then he has an awkward night with Luri. The next day, Iris takes down a monster and they sell it at the inn, but Dokil needs to approve the transaction, so he is told about the group. He sends his men after them, but Iris knocks everyone out, and Matthias casts a tracking spell on them. The next day, they meet Ike, who is the royal proxy of the king. They plan a sneak attack and go to his mansion, but find lots of guards waiting for them in anticipation of the attack. Regardless, they break through their defenses easily and proceed to find Dokil. He tries to attack them one last time, but Matthias takes out his men in one strike. Ike arrests Dokil and takes him away. Matthias realizes that the demons have activated the Dragon Vein in the city, and a massive horde of monsters are on their way to destroy Melia. The team immediately rushes to the dungeon to stop the chaos and find the Dragon Vein, which has been polluted by the demons. Luri tries to enchant the Dragon Vein in order to fix it, and Matthias runs into the demon orchestrating his plan. He figures that this demon is following instructions from a much powerful demon that seems to know about Gaius. They face off, but the demon is protected by a barrier and is guided by his boss on how to fight Matthias. It's a tough battle, so Matthias asks Luri to help him, and her spells give him the advantage. He eventually kills the demon and tries to communicate with the boss demon. Meanwhile, Luri restores the Dragon Vein, and the monsters disappear. After a brief discussion, the boss demon cuts the telepathic communication, and Matthias tries to trace his location but is unable to do so. He decides to use a tracking device that he made as Gaius in order to trace the magic, but the device is found in the Radinia Alliance outside the kingdom's borders. They revisit the Second Academy that is now being rebuilt and get Edward's help in securing the king's permit to cross the border. Once there, they are told that they need to reach Adventurer Rank A in order to get their restricted destination. An S-class adventurer named Gilwas is tasked with grading them. He passes the girls without any assessment, but challenges Matthias as he is a famous demon slayer. Matthias notices Gilwas is using enhancement spells even without knowing it, and is also able to copy his fighting style. However, he still wins, and then gives Gilwas a book of spells to help him get better. The team moves ahead to the Folia border and gets some passes, but Matthias immediately spots that they are encoded with demon magic. A group of people are following them, so Iris and Matthias distracts them, while Lura and Alma knock them out with a sleeping spell. However, the girls fall asleep as well. The team now enters Folia, only to find out that it's filled with 32 demi-demons. Matthias activates a hidden passage, and they pass through it. Once there, they see the townspeople have been infected with thought paralysis. They trick the guards into thinking they are also hypnotized and enter the premises. Upon further discovery, they learn that the humans are being used as slaves to make explosives and come up with a plan to take down the demi-demons using Iris as a distraction. Matthias starts killing them one by one, and the plan works perfectly thanks to their teamwork. With only 10 demi-demons left, their leader makes them gather together and orders them to start bursting bombs. But then, Gilwas shows up and fights the demons, leaving only the leader alive. Matthias offers to help, but Gilwas is insisted on doing this himself and kills the leader after a long struggle. However, the demon comes back to life and attacks the team, so Matthias stops him. It turns out that the boss demon was controlling the corpse, and he sends a warning message before the body disintegrates. Our heroes finally locate the tracing device's hideout spot, and Matthias leads the team inside the secret entrance. He activates the device and confirms that the boss demon is in fact Zardus, a demon he had to put under a seal back when he was Gaius. Matthias worries that his current body is no match for Zardus, so he looks for a magic sword he had made in his past life. It's spotted at the capital, and they immediately rush towards the kingdom, using Iris, who is now strong enough to return to her dragon form. Unfortunately, Zardus breaks free and goes after them. Matthias and Iris decide to guard the barrier and keep Zardus distracted while the girls try to retrieve the sword. Iris launches a massive dragon blast on the Chaos Demon, but it doesn't cause any damage. Matthias tries to keep him occupied as Iris is still not at full power. As Lura and Alma look for the sword, Matthias gets badly injured and worries that this battle might just cost him his life. The girls finally get the weapon and rush towards Matthias. But then we learn that Zardus had resurrected the bodies of Ashril and Deshril that were already inside the city. They threaten the girls, but Edward and the Second Academy students help them out. The sword eventually reaches Matthias, but he gets stabbed the moment he grabs it. However, as he falls from the sky, the sword's life force activates and he comes back to life. They battle, and Matthias wins, but before Zardus dies, he says that there are more Chaos Demons that will come after him. Matthias is reunited with his team, and the king rewards everyone by giving them access to the treasure room that is filled with some useful items. As Matthias tries to forge new weapons, he is told about wooden puppets attacking people in the Sihil Empire. He suspects this is the work of a demon and volunteers to help out with the situation. Later that night, he gifts Luri a pendant as a sign of affection, and she gratefully accepts it. Then, the team sets out on their new mission. And that's the end of the show. Like, share, and subscribe to keep up with all my latest recaps, and share your favorite suggestions in the comments below. I'll see you again later. Goodbye for now.